Hi, I'm Rob from Energetic English, and in this video we're going to be talking about some words and phrases that we use when talking about winter. Now let's just address the elephant in the room, and that is I'm walking through a park in the UK in December with quite a lot of snow in it. Now this is fairly unusual, at least from my memory, and what we have here is quite a significant amount of snow in the park. Now, if we're talking about a light dusting of snow, we would use the word dusting or a sprinkle. But when we're talking about this, I mean, we're talking 5-6 centimeters of snow here. It was a fairly heavy snowfall, and a good dump of snow on the northern areas of the UK. So, what do we use when dealing with this sort of snow in the UK? Well, as you might have guessed, it's rather unexpected, and therefore the local authorities have their work cut out for them. They send out what are known as gritters. Gritters are these large yellow lorries filled with grit in the back that they spray all over the roads in order to de-ice and remove the snow from the roads, thus creating a safe passage for all vehicles using the road. Now, interestingly enough, sometimes we don't have sufficient amounts of grit on the road, nor do we have it in storage, and therefore it causes problems here in the UK. Now, when talking about ambient temperature, there are a couple of terms that we could use in this case. So the first one I'm going to talk about is nippy. It's rather nippy today, and this talks about there's a bit of a nip in the air. You can feel it on your skin. It's not just cold, it's actually a little bit more aggressive than that, so something is quite nippy. Another great expression that could be a synonym for nippy is chilly, and this is another synonym, just meaning that it is rather cold in the air. Ambient temperatures have fallen to freezing or even a little bit below that, making it rather chilly for a walk. And then finally there is an informal expression. You may hear English people talk about it being Baltic, clearly a reference to the geographical location, but this also means bloody cold, freezing. It's absolutely Baltic today. I think it's about -2, so yes, I would say it's fairly Baltic, although I know some of my clients in Eastern Europe at the moment are enduring temperatures of -15 and below, so good luck to you. And a few phrases now related to winter. Now, if you've got a lot of work on at the moment, or you have a tremendous amount to do, you could describe yourself as being snowed under. Snowed under. For example, I'm snowed under at work at the moment. The annual reports are due in soon. To be snowed under, to have a lot of work to do. Another phrase that we have, which is related to winter, is an icy reception or a frosty reception. Now, if you receive an icy reception or a frosty reception when you are introduced to somebody, it means that they're not that warm or friendly. For example, the new manager gave me a little bit of a icy reception when I first met him, but it turned out he was okay in the end. He was just nervous on his first day. An icy or frosty reception. Now, another piece of vocabulary that I'd like you to be aware of when referring to winter in English is actually more a pronunciation and spelling observation. Now, if you remember the gritters earlier, we also refer to these as snow ploughs. Now, a snow plough clears the snow off the railway track or the road or the route in general, a snow plough. But an important point to note here is that it is spelt P-L-O-U-G-H, plough. So spelt with the same ending as enough, pronounced differently, or cough, pronounced differently. and dough pronounced differently. This is plough, as in ow, that hurts. So snow plough, difficult spelling, strange pronunciation, but it is winter vocabulary. Now, a wintry key personality that I must introduce you to if we are talking about winter is Jack Frost. Jack Frost, and he is the one responsible for covering all items in frost, not necessarily snow, but frost, you know, that hard, freezing stuff that sticks to everything in the cold weather. So Jack Frost, and he is described as nipping at your nose and your ears and your fingers. Okay, that's a sensation of that biting cold interacting with your body. Okay, so that is Jack Frost, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to talk about some of the activities that we do when it snows here in the UK. Anyway, I don't think it's too dissimilar to what happens all the way around the world. Skiing, not really that popular here due to the lack of mountains and the consistent snowy periods. We don't really get it that much. But we do go sledging. Sledging, I'll throw up an image onto the screen. These are people sledging down the side of hillsides. So we sledge down hillsides using a sledge, not to be confused with sleigh, which is this thing here, spelt differently. Look at that spelling, awful. But this is a sleigh, and Santa Claus, Father Christmas, he has a sleigh pulled by reindeer, not a sledge. Now, the other one I wanted to talk about here was snow angels. Now, I have found a perfect piece of snow over here to do a snow angel, but I'm not going to do it because it's cold. This is an example of a snow angel. We do it by falling on our back and waving our arms and legs around in some sort of fashion, producing an image of, I think, a snow angel, an angel-like figure in the snow. So that pretty much concludes my wintry talk and walk around a snowy Yorkshire park on a lunchtime. I'll just leave you with 2 final phrasal verbs and I'll be on my way. If you're out in the snow, make sure you wrap up warm, and when you get back inside, warm up quickly with a nice cup of tea with milk. See you soon.